Hi, welcome to class. And as you can see, I decided to move us forward to Module 11. And this is the section on education, um, just because I want to have some flexibility towards the end of the semester. It looks like, according to the Board of Regents, we're going to have class online for the next 2 weeks, and then possibly be back in school again 2 weeks later. But we will see how that works out. If there's any changes, I will keep you posted on D2L. So what we're doing is moving to an online format, and I skipped to Module 11 to allow us to not really have catch up work to do, and to not have to double up on chapters later on in the semester. I'm also going to change our assignment. So we have the assignment with the group teaching. I'm going to set that up to something a little smaller that we can do on an individual level, and we'll kind of get that going, and to see how that works out. But it'll be worth the same amount of points, and I think it will be a good alternate assignment because it looks like there's a good chance we won't have the opportunity to do group projects where we're talking to other groups of people. So with that in mind, I wanted to change that around a little bit. As you can see, we're on Module 11, and the way I work online classes, you can work your way down the class. So I'm going to put this video right up here above the Module 11, and then in future weeks, you will see a video go up here that will have the directions for the week, which is what I'm making now. This will end up saying, social problems module 11, and it will just be a video that'll go over this. And then you'll be able to click on a web page. We'll give you a rundown of what we're going to do the week. And as you work your way down, you'll have the class covered for the week. So this week there's going to be a short crash course video, and these are fun little videos that kind of give you a basic lecture into a sociological concept. So you'll watch this one. This is on schools and social inequality, and this takes place of a class lecture. They're actually really good videos. They're designed initially for high school students, but a lot of college professors use them too because they go over such great information. So I want you to watch that. And then there's going to be a podcast called Carlos Doesn't Remember. And with that, I want you to answer these 10 questions. This is a Malcolm Gladwell podcast. It takes about 30 minutes to listen to. And you should have these open. You can go ahead and answer these of one sentence answers. I mean, up to a paragraph if you want for some of these other questions. But just give me a basic rundown that you understand what's going on here. And to listen to this podcast, what you do is you click on here, and you let's see. So I lost this section. Okay, so you'll click on the podcast. It'll come up as an external link. Open in this new window. And then as you're in the podcast, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the listen button and click on the Carlos Doesn't Remember video, and then you'll play this. I'm having a hard time showing it in Screencast-O-Matic, but if it becomes difficult to figure out, I will send you something else on this. But the Carlos Doesn't Remember podcast is Malcolm Gladwell. It takes about 30 minutes to listen to, answer these 10 questions, and then you're going to listen to Patricia Hill Collins, and she's a leading sociologist. She's from Pennsylvania, but she's doing this presentation in Baltimore. She's from Pennsylvania, teaches in Baltimore, and she's doing this presentation at a Pennsylvania school, talking about sociology and education, and going over her personal biography. And so she relates this speech to a Flag Day speech that she delivered as a high school student. And so you're going to listen to her speech and just write, one or two paragraphs answering this question, and that will be Dropbox 11. And then we have the Module 11 discussion. Let's see if this will fix up our issue of the. Okay, this might work a little bit better. So this will be the discussion for Module 11, and there's a short video on intersectionality just to refresh you. I know we covered it last week before we had our break, but I'm sure that a lot of you have forgotten this concept already because I didn't cover it too deeply. But you're going to use that to answer one of these questions. The first one, I want you to discuss a main takeaway you have from the Carlos Doesn't Remember podcast. And so then try to discuss how this concept fits into the study of sociology. You're just going to post an initial post here. Do not respond to your classmates yet. So not till next week. So this week, just put your initial posts. And again, Patricia Hill Collins, you're going to take her speech, and she is somebody who specializes in intersectionality, and she starts out for looking at the intersections of gender, race, and class, and then expands these intersections into deeper questions. So I want you to give an example of how Dr. Collins discusses intersectionality in this commencement address. And this is demonstrating that you understand this concept. It's a very complicated concept, and but I think it's nice to dive into it in an intro class. And then lastly, we have the quiz. And so the quiz for Module 11 will be open for 2 weeks. So you'll have, again, 2 weeks to take this. So I will change all these dates and make this make more sense. So this will be due, I believe, on the 4th of April. Nope, the 7th of April. And so the due date we're going to make for this is going to be Tuesday, 8 o'clock, when class would start on a normal week. So we have a little bit over a week to complete all this. And starting next week, I will expand on what we're going to do to replace that group project. But this will be something smaller, and we'll just still make it meaningful and have it be a good experience. I'm also going to design an extra credit assignment for you. So I should have more on that probably by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So if you have any questions, make sure you send me an email, and I will get back to you. Thank you so much, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank you.